Now for the typical O-level graph, or the graph that you are expected to be able to produce every time with the minor grid, the 2 cm square with the 10 liter square that make up the big 2 cm square. So first of all, we label x and y, and the range for x is -4 to 4. So I just put -3 to 3. Y is -6 to 6. So I put -5 to 5. So that when I select and insert the scatter plot, it will be from -4 to 4 and -6 to 6. Well done. Delete the chart title, enlarge it a bit. Now, first thing is the axis. You can see that is by 2, which we do not want, but we go and handle it later. We get rid of the marker first, things that we know how to do. Let's get rid of them so you do not have them anymore. So let's fix the y-axis. The x-axis is fine, it's 1 by 1 by 1. So select it, format axis. You would want the major axis to be by 1 and minor grid to be 0.1. So in this way, you will get 10 liter square later on. Okay, so the x-axis, I also changed the minor from 0.2 to 0.1. Now, you would not be able to see any change here because the minor axis is still invisible. So don't worry too much about that. So this is what we have. It doesn't look very squarish, so we can make it a bit more squarish size. Okay, so square enough for me. But even if it's not that squarish, don't worry, later on we can fix it. I will teach you how. So first thing is all the outline, I want to make them black. All the major axis black color. Horizontal major axis also black color. So all the major axes are now black color. This is the simple part. What we have to do next is more difficult and not that aesthetically easy to see. So first off, we want to add in our minor grid. You can either add in the x-axis first or the y-axis first, it doesn't matter. So let's choose the x-axis. Then we will add in the minor grid. So you can see all the vertical line coming up. Okay, you can see all the vertical line coming up. Now, what we want to do is to format the minor grid. So, just click on the y-axis first, or the x-axis in this case, and format the minor grid. You can see the color. Change it to the darkest white. Ugly. Don't worry. Change the dash type to dotted. Okay, slightly better. Next, go to the y-axis and go and add in the minor grid. Then after you have the minor grid, you can go and format the minor grid. You can choose the color, then dash type, dot. Okay, so we are almost done with Excel. So delete away the number, you will get this. So this is like half decent already. With this, you are kind of ready to copy and paste onto Microsoft Word. So let's Control C and go to Microsoft Word. So since we have Control C, we just have to press Control V to paste the graph. Now, the graph that I pasted, okay, to my surprise, is actually very small. So it doesn't matter, we'll fix that. First of all, let's get rid of the outline. Then, you will notice that the graph is actually very small. So how to make this 2 cm square into 2 cm? The trick is, you go to Insert, Shape, find a square or a rectangle, which can be a square. You just choose it and boom. Okay, so you get a square down here. Now, under shape format, right, by default it will be there. The height and the width, right, you want to just change them to 2 cm. Like that. And like that. Okay, then you have your 2 cm square. So you place it here. Now, it will be good for you to not fill it, and maybe the outline you can make it red. Okay. So now we are done. Oh yeah, and one thing, remember the format. Go and change the position to this so that you can move it around. Yeah, you can move it around. Great. Okay, so you will want to enlarge it. Now you will see a problem because you have inserted the shape inside this. So the 2 cm square will just change accordingly. So you don't really want that. So let's Samura, insert shape. Go and insert here. Oh, okay. So now that it wouldn't enlarge together with the square or the grid. Doesn't matter, just change it again to 2 cm. Then we have a 2 cm by 2 cm square. Again, outline, make it red. Okay, so hopefully now it will not be affected. Okay, so let's enlarge this grid so that is 2 cm by 2 cm. Okay, kind of alright, but you can see that it's not, the left and right is not exactly balanced. So we will do some minor adjustment to this. We shift it here. Or we try to shift it and see whether, okay, we can actually shift it. So let's just, okay, done. And just check whether it's 2 cm by 2 cm. Okay, I can see that the width seems to be alright, but the height can be improved a bit, so I will make it longer. Okay, maybe I will just make it shorter a bit. Okay, so I think it's decent enough. Then you will do the rest of the thing, like adding axis. Remember, hold shift when you are adding the axis. Format, shape, black, long arrow, one width, like this. So go and add all the number or the label in. So after you have added in all the axes, you should get a nice graph like this. Okay, so hopefully this has been useful and informative, and now you can make nice graph for your examination paper. Cheers!